Hey, everybody, what's up? What's going on? What is going on? I don't know why it's in this green screen. Effects. 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 Hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on? Look at this baby face guy right here, Josh. Don't look like that now. But, hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully here shortly, I'll have Josh from Bagel Finagle, Greener Harvest microgreens. And he's going to be telling us why microgreens is important and why you guys should have them in your home. If you don't have a garden and not growing your own food, hey, good morning. You should at least be growing microgreens right there on your kitchen counter. They grow right there on your, you got several racks there, but what's going on, everybody? What's going on? All right, just waiting for Josh to pop in. I hope he didn't forget. I did leave him a message. I didn't. Let me see if I can share the live with him. Let's see if I share. Bagel Finagle. You guys familiar with microgreens? Put 2 in the comments if you're familiar with microgreens. It's really easy to do. Everyone should do it. Yes, I agree. Only got one person in here. Alright, let's tap that screen, share the live. Alright, great. Somewhat. Alright, well, you're going to learn all about... I'm a microgreens farmer myself. Actually, I actually learned the selling part or sales part from Josh. Just watching his videos. I have a lot of other friend microgreeners. There's Blonde Freezy, who's Tyler, who's another influencer that I follow, and my good friend Alex Corey, who actually still has ties to his original microgreens business, but he sold it. But he still does stuff with microgreens now and then. Oh, my live is. Oh, yeah, I just noticed that. It just went. Well, hopefully I can get Josh in here. If not, I'm going to do this live myself and talk about microgreens, I guess. I didn't see him online. I gave him a ring. I texted him. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Stick around. He said it'll be on in just a few. Okay. And he's probably setting up his thing because he's probably going to be shooting from his. I imagine so. I invite his side, which which this will work anyway. Hey, brother, how you doing, sir?
What's up, man? You good?
Hear me? You can hear me, okay?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Yep, you're
Put four
good,
in the
brother.
comments if you guys can hear him.
Cool stuff,
Hey, who's
man.
this guy? Is this your brother?
Yeah, no shit, huh? Man, that was what 4 years ago. So it's been a hot minute since then, for sure.
Sure.
I know,
Let
man.
me
Time flies.
let's give a few minutes for people to pop in, and then I'll introduce you, as I've been doing it anyway. Um,
Cool deal.
I know you're a busy guy and you got your business to run, so I won't take too much of your time. I just want to introduce and uh, let people know, in our opinion, how important microgreens is for your family and with everything going on and stuff like that. If a lot of people, if you're not growing a garden or you don't have a farm, you can grow this right in your kitchen, and he'll tell you how. Look at those in the background there, man. He's got, how many people he's feeding right there, and it's easy. I'm telling you, and he's I think it's around what 300, 500 people that you have helped start their own microgreens, either growing or their own business.
Man, to be honest with you, I quit counting. I stopped the first time counting in like 2022 at 300, and I decided I waited a little bit more time, and I counted to 500, and I just quit. Um,
Yeah,
it's a lot, man. To like, I think just year to date, I'm not gonna say year to date. In the past 12 months, we've shipped over 20,000 orders. Now we do sell seeds as well, but that just kind of gives you an idea onto the magnitude of the microgreen movement, right? People, trying to start urban farms, trying to farm more at home, and that's the big thing, man. Is like nutrition is such an undervalued aspect in life, and people, me too, and I'm sure you feel the same way. We always miss the mark. I mean, that's as simple as that. Especially in today's day and age, we miss the mark. So by providing or enabling yourself, helping yourself to grow these in home as close as possible, I encourage people as close as possible to where you reside. Start this. Don't go out and rent you a space, a commercial space to do this at first. Start at home. Right? Incorporate it into your daily lives at home. Learn about it. Learn how to grow it. Yeah, that's it, man. It's important, bro. And the movement's just it's. I mean, you see it on TikTok, man. It's huge, bro.
right. Well, hey everybody, this is Josh, Bagel Finagle on here. Green Air Harvest Seeds is your company, right?
Yeah,
Or your
Greener
seed company?
Harvest, and yeah, Greener Harvest is the produce company, and we have Greener Harvest Seeds, which is the seed and supply company, the e-com side.
So this is Josh. So he's going to tell us, Josh, just a little bit about yourself and why you're doing this, or how did you start, and what kind of forced you into this, basically, right?
Yeah, man. So we first started off in 2020. The pandemic come through and pushed me out of a new position I was in, and I had actually just got promoted with a different company, took promotion into a more management role, service manager role. A little bit of background information: I do oil and gas work, so that's the main bulk of my money. That's what it comes from, oil and gas work. So I'm gone away in rural locations for a long time. Um, Anywhere from 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I've stayed away as long as 6 weeks. And when I say rural, like 100, 200 miles out in the middle of the ocean. So, in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. The, uh, the catalyst for this though was definitely COVID. And what happened was I took a promotion, a service manager promotion. COVID comes through and just totally decimates the economy, tanks it. So now I'm out of a salary gig. I took a salary. I've lost my salary. They demoted me back into pretty much field work. And being in a management position, I knew that there was no work. We shrunk as a company. We shrunk from 26 all the way down to six. Um, Took a big hit. So now I'm just standing on a porch one day, and my wife, she's always wanted to kind of like have a hobby garden. So she planted stuff like tomatoes, zucchinis, and she was hit and miss with it. Like she'd do it some years she wouldn't do it, other years she would. Well, this previous year she had done it, and I'm looking at the remnants of everything that had grown. Uh, Man, it was a lot. We gave all the produce away, but it got my mind thinking. Right, how can I make money from this? Like, I mean, bills are coming up. What's something that I can do grow that's fast? Because I know tomatoes that takes a while to grow. Cucumbers take, everything takes months to fruit. So I just Googled up right there. Yeah, I Googled up right there on my front porch, and fastest growing crops. Boom. I learned about microgreens, and in 2020, I jumped down a rabbit hole. So fast forward, I did 3 months of research before I even bought the first piece of equipment, before I did anything, and it was like 1:30, 2:30 in the middle of the night, and I watched a video of this kid in Miami. His name's Louis, and he's doing a ride along. And at the end of this ride along, he stops off and talks to chefs. He's in his car and he's just kind of going throughout his day as dropping off microgreens and talking about them, showing little clips of the restaurants. Well, this video was filmed like 2 or 3 years previous. So I'm in the middle of in the pandemic. I'm thinking about jumping off of the fence. I come across this video 1:30, 2:30 at night, and we weren't working. So I'm watching this video, man, and at the end of this video, this guy goes, "Yeah, this is going to be a real good year. We're going to cross the $250,000 mark." So I was like, "Wow!" I turned around, I whooped my wife up, Mandy. I said, "Hey, Mandy, we're starting a microgreen farm." 2:30 in the morning, man. So that's what really jump started that. We started off in a small shed. Now we're in a 2,800 square foot warehouse, man. I got probably, I don't know, close to 100 something $1,000 worth of seed in front of me, on pallets, on racks. I got all kind of greens growing on the shelves back here. We got shelves over there. We got specialty shelves over here. We got flowers.
You're making it sound easy, brother. I remember your struggles from the beginning, dude. That shed, and
Yep.
and the thing about Josh is he actually tells you from his experience. He's marked everything down. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. He makes a printed out a map for you guys. He has his own. If you go to his website, if you go to his thing, he has a book listed. You can grab it. It's for free. They'll tell you how to start the business. But he's suffered the trial and error putting in that little thing, man. He talks about. I've seen your video. I was there when he's trying to get the everything basically controlled, controlled environment. Went back, wasted some money, but he didn't want you to do the same thing. So when he talks, and what makes him different, he doesn't say, "Hey, you need a $2,000, $3,000." He tells you what you can do with bare minimum to start your business and get it going. And even if you're not doing a business in this, he tells you need to grow these in your home. So he makes it sound easy now, and he's got his big warehouse now. He's got a couple employees, but it was a journey. And like he's telling you, he had to make a change, and he had to see what was going to be the most beneficial, not only for him and his family, but how he could apply this and help other people as well, because they're probably going through the same shit he did. And he says, "Hey, man, he's not doing it like Josh didn't do it. Hey, I'm going to make a lot of money. This is what I want to do." But he's learned how to do it, but he's learned how to help other people as well. And like he said earlier, and he lost count. And I've seen him grow, and I've seen him do this. I got into it because he's one of the microgreen farmers that I got and I followed. And it's because of his business plan. And he'll talk about that. Like I said, go get his book. It's very helpful in itself. You well written, Josh. Well written. I commend you, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, man. We definitely put a lot of time, a lot of money and just overall, man, a lot of experience into this. So we do have a free ebook, absolutely. It's a more of a business guide. It kind of gives you bare bones of what you're going to need, a little bit of background information on because microgreens, even though they're trending, there's still a lot of education that has to be done before they're really mainstream. Now you have some I think Walmart's now have begun carrying them. You got like Publix, you got several larger chains that are carrying microgreens, but overall, the general population are very unfamiliar with microgreens and why they're important to consume. So there's definitely some education there, and luckily for us, we're blessed. There's no shying away from that. We're blessed. Of course, we worked hard for it over the years, and of course we stayed persistent, consistent, right? And we were presented with opportunities to expand. But overall, man, like there's still a lot of space in the
A
market.
lot of deals too. You've turned down deals, and this is something that he'll tell you in business. I remember his wife landed a big deal, and it was values over, you know, uh, selling his, I don't know, his pride, or his it was values. He says, "Hey, I don't have to do this. I can find this every well," and it hurt him. I remember, dude. But he stuck it through and says, "Hey, man, it's credibility and everything." So, you know, I've seen you, man. So you don't say that you've been lucky. No, you've worked hard for it, brother. I've seen you
Yeah,
work
no
hard for
doubt.
it.
Yeah,
I,
and I
I
think a lot of people yeah, they confuse luck with just consistency and meeting opportunity, right? I mean, we prepared, and what you're seeing today is just the product of our preparedness, meeting the opportunities, and sometimes you have to go out and seek for these opportunities. So one of our biggest clients now is a chain of 6 grocery stores, and it was in the parking lot that I turned that deal down, that I ended it right there, and I called my wife up and I was like, "Hey, look, this ain't it for us." And I had a truck full of products. She asked me what I'm gonna do. So that parking lot, I mean, technology is amazing. So I jumped on Google right there. Bam, grocery stores near me. I actually called them first and asked to speak with a produce manager. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm in an area. I'd like to come stop by and show you some products that we have." He's like, "I'm here till 5." So went over there, man, knocked it out, bro. He wound up going to get the owner like immediately. When I walked through the bag with the bags and showed him what we had, he was like, "Man, this is gonna be a real good fit. Let me go grab the owner." So the owner comes out and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, we're gonna take these now." All right, cool. Boom, just that fast. So it's crazy for sure. I mean, like, and that's why I say, it's a combination of things. I'm definitely blessed, but it's something that if you're gonna take serious and want to scale, you have to hit it hard. So that's why I say start
right.
closest as possible first.
And if you follow him, guys, you got to follow him and watch how he does. He does. I've seen him do live uh, calls to the store, talking to the produce manager. So he'll do a cold call and show you I've seen him talk to people that were doing this, and they were saying, "Hey, Josh, I don't know what to do." He says, "Hey, I got you. I walk you through it," and walked them through it, and they landed it. It was so when he's yes, he's about business and growing, but he's helping people. He's gonna hold you by the hand, but you still got to take it and go. So, and
Yeah,
I've
no,
seen it, Josh, and I commend you for that. You've done a well job, brother. And I see the hates and I see the other stuff, and people say, "Oh, you can't just walk into a store or cold call them; they're gonna shut you down." And he just does it right there and then. So it's like,
that's
"Oh,
good,
okay,
man.
I'll show
Yeah.
you."
Yeah, no doubt, man. And man, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. The whole social media stuff, I, you're gonna have to excuse the French here. I fucking hate it. I don't like it. I'm just so burnt out on it. People, they keep telling you what you can't do, and I'm right here in real time doing it exactly. So like I'm giving you the framework, and then it's definitely discouraging seeing the amount of people that just don't believe in themselves enough to even pick the phone up I say, hey, I'm thinking about starting a microgreens business. Is this something your store would consider stocking? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
do a little bit of market research. You'll see that there's a lot of opportunity there. This is one of the biggest reasons why I help people. And nothing makes me happier than not only seeing someone I help, really succeed. I mean, because we've helped other farms start up that's blown well past me. You're talking 600 tray a week farms. That's like multiple six-figure farms. That's huge.
Right.
So
Yep.
that makes me happy. But what really, like, something that I admire is people that have already begun the journey, right? And then they'll message me out in the blue or send me a picture. Hey, man, I'm having troubles. I'm done this, and this, but I'm having troubles doing this. That shows determination, and that's something that that's something I admire, right? What's up, Raw?
So, let's see. User crazy. You can get your seeds from Josh. So go to his link, go on his thing, and you can get GMO seed. I mean, he has good seeds. And even when we were talking about seeds for my grower from where I get my, but he makes sure that they're quality stuff. He doesn't mess with stuff that's not going to, because it's important. When you're dealing with these high-end restaurants and produce stores and stuff like that, you got to make sure that these things are going to grow good and they're going to germinate and they're going to no chemicals, stuff like that. See, look at this stuff. So, and he's been doing this for a while. He's gotten real good at it. So he does it in his sleep practically. But you can get your seeds from him. Um, I reuse the plant conventional seeds. Yeah. So and there's other people that do that. I don't know if Josh does it. I know Tyler does it. Those are for sale, and if for his regular seeds, if he's growing his own, or if he's growing like his microgreens to full fruition, then yeah, you can do that. And if you're feeding chickens or if you're feeding, your goats or stuff like that, you can do that. Uh,
So real fast, too, like, since you're on this subject, on a small scale, sure, you can do that. But you gotta understand, like, I'll go through, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds a week of seed. There's no
right,
way I have enough land, have enough time, have enough equipment to go and harvest it out of the field, let alone let it cure, let it dry, get it tested, wait, and then plant. I can't, so it's much easier, and that's kind of why
right,
we set up Green to Harvest Seeds to form partnerships with other farms. And so I did a video a while back talking about some of the farms we've partnered up with. We work with farms out of Italy. We work with several farms out of the U.S., out of Canada, Poland. We have seeds come from Israel. I mean, they're just all over the world. In
right,
certain parts of the world, they just grow the best quality stuff. So that's the farms that we want to partner up with, because
right,
in an indoor environment, every seed matters. Simple as that.
right,
If you get a bag of seeds, let's say you spend $100 and you get a bag of seed, 10 pounds of seed, right? Now let's say it's only got and this is a federal minimum is a 65% germination. So that's really what you're getting. If you go to Lowe's, you might get 60, 75% tops, right? 80, no, it's 65 federal minimum. So industry minimum is, like, for microgreens, is an 85% germination rate. Now our Greener Harvest seeds, we select, I think the lowest germinating seed we have is maybe like 92%. So, and the highest one is 99. You're never gonna hit 100. But if you got 10 pounds of seed, right, and only 85% of that's gonna work, well, you've lost 15% of your money already off the top. So
right.
that's why I say every seed is important.
Yeah, and I've seen him. He's been through companies and trial and error. You can watch his videos from beginning and whatever. And he says, "Hey, I've been trying this seed. This seed had like maybe a 65 germinate. That was it." He says, "Hey, I ain't doing them. Let's go to the next one." And he, like he said, he's done his homework. He's done it stuff, and that's what he lets you guys know. And he's making sure that these seeds and stuff that because he wants you to be successful. It doesn't make any difference if he's selling these kits or putting this stuff out there, and you're not successful or you're not. It gives him a bad image and a bad credit, and then you're like, well, I remember buying it from that Bagel Finagle guy and my microgreens and whatever. That's not good on his image, and that's what he doesn't want. So
we got. I think at this point we're past over combined 1 million followers, and there's not nobody that I've done business with that I've ever seen a bad video about. So, I mean, that's just somebody like that. You'd get exposed fast if you're doing bad business. You're gonna get exposed fast. That's something I take pride in the selection of seed that we bring. Just like I take pride in my microgreens to the local community here. That's something I believe in, just having good quality. Real fast, I got a question. I got a couple of questions I want to knock out. So the first one is, do I still work on the oil rigs? Yes. Currently, I still do. All the money that this business has been generating, I'll put back into it. So we started out in a shed, 10 by 12 shed, small shed in my backyard. Like I said, start close as you can to home. Once we had made enough money, my wife was able to quit, run the business. Once we started scaling the business, we got a warehouse. Once we got the warehouse and got situated, we started getting employees. So now we have 2 full-time employees, 1 part-time employee. That's 3 total employees. That's not including me. I don't consider, I am an employee, but I'm not on payroll. I don't take no money out of the business. Everything's put back into the business. So my bills still come from oil and gas. Or the bills I pay still come from oil and gas. All right, next question here. Do you have to do COAs to get into grocery stores? Talk to me about a COA. What are we talking about? I think go a little bit more. What, a CSA? No, I don't know. No, Josh, what do you mean by that? A COA? I'm lost. Are you asking if you got to get certified, or do you have to You have to be a little bit more elaborate on that. Real fast, I'll tell you what I have and what I did to get into my first grocery store. Of course, we had an LLC. You don't need it, but I really, really recommend that you have it. Second is a non-negotiable. You got to have insurance. All right. Testing the product for contaminants. This is a great question, actually. So, testing the product for contaminants when you're dealing with farming, I mean, it's pretty unheard of until you get to a scale to where you're dealing with like your Walmarts or your Targets or your huge distribution channels. You're pretty much not going to do that, but you will have to follow your local USDA laws. All right, what's up, brother?
Oh, I was waving to the people coming in. They're asking questions, and keep doing. Keep reading your questions. It's very interesting. They enjoy it. So I just want everyone's a lot of people come through. I want to thank you again, Josh. I know we've been back and forth trying to set this up because of your work and your family and stuff. And I appreciate you being here, brother. Like I said, and I tell people this is what I do. It's not you see me doing my meringue and the microgreens, and I don't. It doesn't matter. Even if we're doing the same industry, I got to introduce more people to be like-minded, the same as what Josh and I are doing. And a lot of you have never seen them before, and that's my job. Hey, this is going on. This is what people start doing, and it's for your own health reasons. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Josh, to finally get this going and getting this out there. It's needed, bro. With you and a lot of the other microgreens. I have a lot of other microgreens. You guys see them on here, but it's important. It is not only for your health, your food, and your water. Those are things I talk about. So introducing you to someone like this, and other herbalists or whatever. So thank you again, Josh. I appreciate you. If you guys aren't following, make sure you follow him. Let's get this up to 5K. Boost it up there. It helps the algorithm, helps more like-minded people. Josh gave us his time to be in here and do this. Like I said, it's a long time waiting, but I do this for you guys. So understand that. He's given us his time. Appreciate you again, Josh. Hey, answer your questions. They're very good, brother.
Awesome. All right, I got another one right here. How do you explain the nutrient benefits to customers who are new to it? That's another great question. So, whenever I'm dealing with these customers, you got to understand first and foremost that we sell to multiple types of businesses, right? So the first type of business we sell to is restaurants. Second type is grocery stores. So when you're selling to grocery stores, it's going to be the end consumer, people like you and me that buy it, and they're going to be buying it for the nutritional aspect. So how I like to explain it, and I try to do it in a manner that is as simple as possible. Keep it simple. That's the motto of the business. Keep it simple. So you can do it in a couple of different ways. One, you can do what I do. I've done the past few years. Jump on social media, talk about microgreens, right? Educate the general public about microgreens. And now the people that are cycling through these lives, right, are the people that are cycling through my videos, even if they never start or plant microgreens, right? Now they're aware of microgreens. So now when they're walking through your local grocery store and they see your product, oh, I remember this guy online talking about microgreens. I'm going to try them, right? Boom. Okay, so that's one way you can talk, and kind of educate. Second way is right there at the point of sale that they're being sold. So if they're on a grocery store shelf, when I first did it, we took them down now because they're pretty much self-sustaining. But when we first were educating about the benefits of microgreens, we printed out like little postcards and on pins, right? And we'd hang them up right there on front of the products. What are microgreens? Bam, big bold letters. What are microgreens? And talks a little bit about some of the nutrient benefits to the microgreens. So now you're educating right there. It's a new product. It's already going to draw eyes, and you have that material right there. So that's two ways you can educate. Now the third way is definitely a little bit more hands-on, and it's through like farmers markets, like open air venues. You're standing behind a booth. Actually, I did one yesterday, and I did a lot of filming. Um, that's my favorite way to educate because now you're getting all types of people that come to these markets. They could be private chefs. They can be people that want to shop local, right? They could be people that's looking through there, looking for local vendors just to eat more holistically, right? And that's really important. So that's where I do a lot of educating too. Yesterday, man, it was a nice little turnout. It was the first one we've done that I've done in a long, long time. I try not to do them. I enjoy my Saturdays off. So we started this little market, and these people would stop off. I mean, because it's already a nice display, everything's out there, and they would stop and look. And as soon as they stop, all right, you stop. Let me change your life. That's my hook. You stop. Let me change your life. And you know about what microgreens are? That's exactly how I lead off. Every single one of them stopped, tried microgreens. Not all of them bought, okay, and that's fine. But now they're aware of microgreens. So if I do this next weekend or the weekend after, right now they're going to see me again. They're going to see me again. They're going to see me again. And if they have other questions, bam, they're going to stop off. They might try a couple more. That's how you educate. So that's what I do. I like educating people, not just the benefits about microgreens, but online as well, how to start the business, how to scale it, how to sustain it. That's something I love doing, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of literature's videos go over how to his, like I said, trial and error, how he does it to grow them and stuff. A lot of education. I've seen the little pamphlets. I've seen him. I think at one time he had them so you can screenshot them. He does it so guys can get all this information. I mean, he's put it out there real simple for you to do. Like I said, I recommend you guys, even if you guys weren't starting your own business or you want to learn more about it, whatever, go and pick up his free ebook. Um, uh, Check out what he's got on his shop in his store or whatever. He'll tell you how to start real simple and small, even for your family. You have any kits on you in the back? You don't have any kits, mate? Kits?
No, no, I don't have any kids back here. This
No.
is all from
Yeah.
yeah,
But
there's some on the site.
you'll see the different levels and kits. Like I said, you can grow them under your bed. You can grow them on your kitchen counter. And I get this from you guys a lot of the time. It says, "Well, I can't grow, fruit. I don't have a garden. And, I live in an apartment." there's no excuse. You guys
There isn't.
can do these. You guys can, this, and he's got the smaller little trays too, so which is really good. And, I got the small trays in my microgreens kit. Um, yeah, so but he's got, it can give you a variety of stuff, different stuff. See, there you go. That's what I was talking about. Nice.
Bam. Small little things like this you could definitely put up on a kitchen counter, on a windowsill, and start growing for yourself. Some microgreens. That's really important. It is. Not just in the education and learning how to, the beginnings to sustain yourself and growing stuff, but it gets you involved and it gets you, like, your hands just getting into the soil, man. I can't explain it. I love it. I love putting my hands in the soil. I love planting. I love watching life. And this is what it is. This is life starting, seeds. So it's magical.
Yeah. And once you can do microgreens, you can grow anything. It teaches you the basics of how to grow a garden. So if you can't germinate seeds, you're not going to be able to grow anything. And I mean, it takes forever to grow those, right? It takes like a couple months for them to germinate.
No, not at all. Most of everything back here is less than 2 weeks old.
Was it average is what 3 to 5 to 7 days, something like that? 3 to 5, 7 days.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just say 7 to 10 days is the average for most. Now, some of these greens we grow for 21 days, and we have a specific variety called red vein sorrel, and that grows for like 5 weeks.
Those are beautiful, man. Those are some. See, and when Josh, he's saying he get in these high end restaurants, everyone's just, but he grows them, and the chefs are like, hey, we can work with this. I mean, just look at them. They're beautiful, and some of them that are colored, uh, like the red vein sorrels that he's talking about. I mean, they're nicely. Yeah, look at that.
This is
Basically,
barbershop.
when he walks in a high end restaurant, they don't even. Yeah, they don't even. They just look at it and they sell themselves. The they and that's just for commercial. And I keep talking about that, but in your own home, your animals are gonna love this. Your dogs, your cats, your chickens, and yourself. They know nutrition. So, like I said, these aren't just for you and your family, but your loved ones too. Your four-legged horses, cows, everything. Just like the meringue, they love it. This is their go-to nutrition. A lot of how I always talk about nutrition, 40% more nutrition in their broccoli, I guess. Our moringa does all microgreens is you're going to get your nutrition. Those are beautiful, brother. Look at that. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's you don't just start out, but he tells you all the tips and tricks so you don't have to go through the trial and error like you do. And a lot of people says, hey man, and the most common when people are starting out, I threw all my microgreens away because they had mold on them. I know you've heard that 1,000 times, but it's just okay. This is what you do. Hey, this is whatever. Hey, don't throw them away. Here. And he gives you the good right tips. And a lot of people, but that's the most common. Hey, he's like, you know, having everything in a controlled environment is great. Having the right tray setup, having the right thing, but it's like you said, start off small, start off little, start off, learning or whatever. But like I said, this will all pay out in the end because you're not only providing nutrition for your family and even your animals, but you're learning a skill that's going to be awesome because the store's closed or something. All you have to do is to keep growing these and just buy chickens or guineas or rabbits, and you got your protein source right there. You're good to go. You don't need to worry if the store's closed or whatever. It starts people bombarding it for toilet paper or whatever, you're good to stay home for a while. You've learned the skill and build communities. That's what another thing Josh has done. This warehouse, he's building communities. I know you got a small garden next to it too, so he's growing outdoors as well. He's expanded to you're doing flowers and herbs now, and I believe you're going to do mushrooms, right? I put that out there.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I
he's
gotta
going
put.
to do.
I can't do it, man. I'm spread thin. Uh, we got a
So,
greenhouse. We got two little small gardens outside. Man, but it's a full time job, man. Between
yeah,
just
but
running two separate
he's
businesses, you
growing.
gotta understand. Yeah.
And if you guys are he's didn't sit home and just say, hey, well, I'm just I'm satisfied with my 9 to 5 or whatever. He's on a different level. He's helping people. He says, hey, man, you guys can do this too. Exactly what he's doing is what I want in every state. I want to see not only for animals. That's what I do with the with and what I was telling Josh, and we'll talk about that more. With the microgreens, you're local. Unless you're selling your kits, you can still help people. But with the moringa, you can go wide, and you can have one in every state. He can have if he starts doing Airbnbs and having their own stuff grown at these Airbnbs. He can. You got your own food, your own garden, your own microgreens there. You know, uh, you can go and do different stuff. It's just whatever you think about in your mind. Don't limit yourself.
No, don't limit yourself. I promise you. And that's something else I tell people all the time. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Because I had no experience growing. Me, none. I didn't. My wife did the gardening, but even at that point, I mean, it's still limited. You're talking tomatoes, peppers. You know what I'm saying? The basic stuff. We grow probably
Inside,
over.
cold environment.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Josh.
Okay, yeah. We
I'm
grow
sorry.
probably.
Sorry.
We probably
Someone was asking
like
a question.
Okay. Yep. So we grow well over 30 something varieties of microgreens. And like I said, before starting the business, I had no experience with sales. I had no experience growing. And I started a business that required me to sell what I grew. If I can do this, anyone watching can. 100%. All right. So I got to
Someone
knock
was.
out.
You can grow them outside as well.
Yeah.
Uh, you want to talk a little bit about that, Josh? If they don't have enough space, maybe they're don't have a lot of room inside. What's your suggestion on if growing it outside?
Yeah, you can do it, man, but it's going to be very tricky. You're going to have a lot of swing in temperature, and the biggest thing, if you're trying to do this for yourself, you can give it a swing and run with it. But if you're trying to do this and provide your community with consistent, good quality greens, it really needs to be brought indoors. I know, like that's something that's a lot of people say. I don't have no space indoors. You see, this is one rack. This is it. That's it. That's one rack. I promise, most of everybody watching this right now can move furniture around, adjust their dining room, move around in their kitchen, do something to where they can free up 4 feet of space. All right, and you don't if this is too much, get a 2 foot rack. Start with half. So it's something that can be done outside, but I really recommend if you're trying to do it right, bring it inside first
What
before
about
you
what
uh,
about clean dirt? What about dirt? Finding a planting without a lot of stuff in it.
yeah. So I mean, there's different medias that you can use. There's hemp mats, there's coconut mats, there's coconut core. Um, the soil I use is a coconut core base. It's a mix coconut core perlite. It's got a few things, other things mixed in it, but that's a small, insignificant, you know, that's a minor road bump. There's other things out there that you can use, like even like just fiber mats. There's so many things There's people growing them on straight up cotton balls.
Yeah. You and you do hydroponics as well.
Say that again.
You can do hydroponics as well.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
You don't
run
need.
hydro as well. Yep.
Glad we answered
Uh,
that. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. What are those growing right there, Josh?
so I'm planting some broccoli right now. This is
Broccoli.
broccoli seed. Yep. And something, when you're running a business, when you're growing as commercial, you definitely want to be able to track all your numbers. So like you can see here, this is broccoli. This is 30 grams, and this is today's date.
And this is how well they know. Hey, Josh. Is broccoli microgreen an important microgreen? And does it have any nutritional value or anything like that?
Broccoli is, I'm going to say broccoli is the second best. The first one I'm going to say is wheatgrass. Out of everything I grew, wheatgrass is like tremendous. Uh, it's there's a bunch of studies on wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Broccoli is really important for one compound in it, and it's called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane was actually it was attempted. This is an organic compound. It's called a phytonutrient. This phytonutrient was almost patented by John Hopkins, that hospital, the research hospital that helps people with the C word. They tried patenting it, so that should tell you something about broccoli and the compound sulforaphane that's in it. I don't want to dive down that rabbit hole, but y'all know where that's
Yeah.
going. Just give it a good
Yep.
Google.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
and my point there is he's knowledgeable, and when he presents this to, you know, he's done. I remember him doing health food stores and stuff like that. And you got to see like what he does in his state or in his general area may not be the same in yours. It's just a different general graphic of what you have. So like they may love corn microgreens or cilantro or whatever. So a lot of these may not. They might not have a niche for it out there, or so do what works for you. If there's no health food stores, you know, if you grow wheatgrass, it's not you're not it's not going to work for you. So uh, that's just my opinion, but I'm sure Josh will. I've seen him do it, so he's like he doesn't grow a lot of it. He's not. You're not going to spend a lot of your money on something that's not a popular microgreen if you're growing it, like I said, for commercial wise. I keep saying
Yeah.
that, but I know a lot of you guys are going to be growing it at home and for family and stuff like that. I have a lot of herbalists that just grow it for themselves and make their own stuff or whatever. But like I said, these these are great. You can put them on, and don't just limit yourself to what you can put them on. You can put them on salad soups, everything. You don't. You can dry them too. I've seen people dry these and make capsules, or dry them and sprinkle them on food, hydrate them. Dehydrate. So don't just don't just stop on and say, oh, I'm just gonna grow them and eat them. But mix of stuff. There's tons of stuff you can put them in: soup, salad, stews, sandwiches. Burgers. So if you're vegan, this is great for you. It's easy, and I know a lot of you do juicing and stuff like that, but it's so easy to grow your own food. You're always asking, hey, what can I do? What kind of dish can I make for? I'm a vegan. This is about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your. Hey, appreciate you.
Yeah. So I got a question to ask me where I'm from or where I'm located. The farm is in Aaron Crow, Louisiana, and it just kind of shows you the possibility of starting a commercial operation like this. Our first year in a small shed, we did 60 grand. We did a little over 60 grand, like 62,000. Our first year in a small shed. Um, our population that I sell in is about 120,000. So if you're in a city like Dallas, Detroit, if you're in like Houston, if you're in New York City, if you're in San Fran, if you're in San Antonio, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a city that's got a good population to it, there's there's a lot of potential of growth there. Not only do you have a good amount of population that's going to help sustain if you start in farmers markets, but you're going to have a good amount of restaurants, high-end chefs, private chefs, holistic doctors, health and wellness stores, gyms, your high-end gyms by this. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of possibilities with microgreens. And just like you said earlier, you can put them on everything. People overcomplicate that. Anywhere you have lettuce, you can put microgreens. Simple.
What he's talking about, and it's like I'm in a small, well, I'm out in the country, so there's, it's like 20 miles to town, but we have little stores here, so I'm the only microgreens farmer, so I get hits. But if you're in a populated area, and this is where he helps you, because and Josh will tell you, he's been where he walked in, and they says, "Oh, I got two other microgreen farmers that actually come here and whatever." Josh says, "Well, here's my product," and they says, "Wow." So you can still get in these because they look at the visual of it. Oh, wow, these are nicely presented. The labeling, everything. We want to buy from you. And sometimes they find out, well, it's hard getting from this other grower, whatever. So don't limit yourself. Hey, well, he said they already have microgreens on there. Go in there and says, hey, look what I got and look what I can present. And this is, your quality may be better than this, but and Josh, I know he people he trained and the people that he helps in his community, as his Facebook community, he's on Instagram, he's on all the platforms. So make sure you follow him on other platforms as well. But this is something he says. His labels are prestige. They're well made, and he tells you this a well made label or how it's presented can land you just like that. And it can say, hey, well, this other guy, he just brings a paper bag in here, but this man is well nice. Yep. That's so sometimes the way you enter these things. So don't think, hey, well, I know a lot of microgreens in the area and there's, 10 other guys down my street are doing it the same. So what? So what?
So what? Exactly. And honestly, man, I'm extremely competitive, and I don't want to put nobody out of business by no means. I definitely another small business. Support local farms first and foremost. But I'm competitive, man, and if I could bring to market a valuable product that's competitively priced, competitively, in terms of quality as well, and provide the exceptional customer service behind it. That experience is going to sell the product, right? Like I said a minute ago, yesterday when we were at the farmers market, they stopped it off. They hesitated. They look, let me change your life. You know what I mean? You got to make them laugh. You got to sell for sure, 100%. But if you can make them laugh, if you can just spark their interest, even if they never buy microgreens from you at that market, wherever they go through, whatever grocery store they go through, they've now been exposed to microgreens. So it may take a while, but when they do come back around and come back face to face with microgreens, they've been educated. That trigger is going to go off, and that they're just more prone to buy, right? So that's just kind of like warming up leads almost.
It's education is a big thing. Like when I talk about microgreens, they says, "Well, have you heard of?" I tell them it's a tree, and then they're like, "A tree? Well, how's that going to work?" They're triggers. So when you tell them, hey, a migraine, they're like, migraine? What is that?
Yeah.
And, well, this is what it is. So it's sometimes you just leave them with that. You're not trying to be smart or anything, but you leave them with that so they can ask the question. They can, hey, then you can educate them about the benefits of it and why it's important, how it's going to help. So, and like I said, if you're growing it, where I talked about, if you're on a farm, this is perfect for you. Your chickens, your goats, your cows, your horses. You can do farter, which is industrial sized microgreens. This is something that I'm going to expand and start doing. But he can do the exact same thing if he wanted to teach farmers how to grow that and provide for their cows and horses and stuff like that, because Yeah, I remember it happened here in Oklahoma and Texas, and people were growing fodder, and they were, these people that didn't have hay, this was their next option, and it saved them. They were like, man, it was like, hey, man, I got this. You can grow it in your home. It's for yourself. It's these big ranches and stuff is a different story. That's a whole nother story. But if you got your own, you're saving. You're not going to the feed store all the time. You're growing it here. So it's it's all about what you guys want to do and how you know you're feeding yourself. So this is our whole point. That's why I had Josh on here. It's about your health, food, and water. So these are the things you will always have a bridge in common. Me and Josh, we could probably have different political, religion, gender. It doesn't matter, but we care about our health. We care about our food, and our water. So those are things we can talk about. Hey, Josh, I need help, and I need to know how to grow something. Josh can, and he's a valuable tool. He's like, well, I don't have any. I'm a mechanic. You have any cars? And you can barter trade. You can. It's a bargaining tool. Don't just use it as like people think. Hey, I don't want to make money out of it. Fine, use it as a bargaining tool. Go to your neighbor and say, I grow microgreens. I can feed your chickens. You give me some eggs. We trade some chickens. I'll give you all the microgreens you want. Use it as a bargaining tool. Don't leave yourself short.
100%. And that was a big thing too, man. When that drought hit, I know what you're talking about because we had people send like truckloads of hay up north into Texas, and it definitely charged the tax. There's a premium attached to those rolls. So fodder is definitely that's just a whole nother lane getting into growing for sustainability, right? For your farm animals, definitely, and that's something that's gaining popularity as we speak. Tanner, some people don't have confidence in themselves. I agree, bro. And I kind of think that falls into a few different factors. First being just education, right? I'm not going to be able to sell something that I don't know about. So me personally, like if I want to sell something, I have to know it intimately. Like I have to know the front end, the back end. I have to know it like the back of my hand. That's going to build confidence in somebody that may not perceive themselves as confident. Because for me, like even currently, I don't really feel that I'm a confident person, but I have enough confidence in the product and knowledge in the product that maybe it exudes that confidence, right? Where they think it's confidence, but it's just really I know everything about the product, right? Or I know a lot about the product, enough to sell the product. But you just got to try, man, and practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So you're gonna miss a shot you don't take.
Right. Use your own skills. Like and the Josh talked about it earlier. Reason why he likes to put his hands in the dirt over and over and over. You build confidence. And once you see your first microgreens growing, you're like, oh, I did that. Just like when you grow your first vegetables or your tree, you're like, hey. And then when you eat it, you're like, I grew that. Then it clicks in. And you get it, do it more. I'm going to do this again. And it builds your confidence. And then you start learning about it. Like you said, he didn't just go out there and say, I grew a tray in the week and just went out there. He's like, well, I got to know. Even if you print stuff out, there's a lot of stuff now, more than when he started. There's more stuff now that you can just go and print something out, give it to them. Even if you say you had writing skills and you weren't good at talking, say you're good at, AI does everything now. You can probably ask AI, hey, print me out a thing, and you can give that in pamphlets to people. Here's what I have. Show them a good product, print that. You're not saying nothing. Let that. They'll read it, and then they'll look at it, and it's pretty much sold itself. If you have to say anything, just say thank you. That's probably all the words that will probably come out of your mouth.
And sometimes that happens. Like if I'm unable to meet with a chef or a produce manager, I'm just going to stick literature in a bag with samples in a bag and drop it off. Bam. Simple as that. Now, when they open it, they're going to see the quality. They're going to see the literature. They're going to see we're serious. Now, there is a couple other questions I want to knock out real fast, and we're going to have to start moving more towards closing here. Where do I get the trays from? These trays that you see behind me here, Greener Harvest Seeds. Now, you asked some about the fodder, trays for fodder. I'm not too sure, man, because those are really long. You're talking, they're way longer than this. They're like 8 feet long. You could look at Crop King. They have some systems, Crop King, but I'm not too sure the specific trays. I'm sure like maybe a hydroponic store would have it. I don't know though, man. Really. All right. And Tanner also replied, sometimes when you have confidence in yourself, you don't actually have to know the product. 100% agree, bro. I do agree with that. You have a lot of people that's selling BS or they're BSing their way through, and that's just because they have that confident aurora about themselves to where when they walk into the room, they just exude that confidence. Personally, me, I have to be educated. I need to know everything about that product because the last thing I want to do is find myself in a position to where it's going to lead me, one, to possibly not land that sale because I don't know something, or two, I completely turn off the prospect by just being ignorant to some of the information I needed to know in order to land the sale. So I think education is definitely key, but you can also BS your way through a lot for sure. And I've been on both sides of that. You know, when I first started selling, I didn't have any experience with sales or with growing, so we were selling the first harvest that we did in that shed. We were selling it. So I mean, I did 3 months of research before I bought anything. I still, to this day, 4 years later, I still don't know everything.
Okay, we'll wrap this up, Josh. Before I go and let you get back to your life, um, tell us where we can reach you, your other your sites and your website where they can get your kits and your seeds.
Yeah, sure, man. So I'm Bagel Finagle on here on TikTok, but it's gonna be with the S. Bagel Finagles on Instagram, Facebook. My site is Greener Harvest Seeds. Thank you so much, Mark. Uh, I'm sorry, Darb. Yeah, my site is greenerharvestseeds.com. Now we do have a free business guide in the bio, and that's going to give you, like we mentioned earlier, some background information. What are microgreens? Why are they there? Why is the industry booming? Why is it growing? I think Yahoo Finance did a report last year. They're expecting microgreens to be like 2.6 billion, specifically microgreens, $2.6 billion industry. Urban farming is like a $16 billion industry. Indoor farming is like a $7 billion industry. So I mean, there's money being poured into indoor farming, into microgreens, and to just being a local vendor for produce. It's important. It's very important for local economies. Uh, so definitely, y'all can reach out to me there on the site, either of the sites or on either of the social medias. Mark, can you really earn money doing this? Yeah, 100%. Go look, swipe through my profile, man. You'll see how I started off. Uh, so real fast before you leave, man. I know last time we talked about the moringa, and it's a tree. I had a couple of questions, if you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So, can you grow them in trays? Like, if I wanted to, you talked about moringa microgreens. Can I do them? Can I grow them in trays as well?
Yes, and so I have a kit as well. So this is my microgreens kit. So
Nah.
and about the tree, like I said, it's the fastest growing tree in the world. So it grows uh very fast. So every time you cut it, it'll grow back. Those are the microgreens. So you literally can have microgreens on your tree at all the time as you're cutting it back. Um, and for someone like you, that you're doing business, you're going to grow quite a few trees. You can grow them indoor, you can grow them outdoor. You got a controlled environment. Um, these microgreens, you can this grows. These are 100 seeds, kid, or somewhere around there, 200 seeds. But you can harvest them, and they'll grow back and harvest them again within 90 days. You harvest them at least 2 to 3 times, and then you can grow them to full tuition as a one. And you want to harvest them. The more you harvest them, the bushier they're getting. That's what you want if you're growing for the leaves and the flowers as well. Like I said, you can put these in the drying process and stuff like that. There's so many different things you can do with it. You can grow them fresh, and the restaurants love them. You can grow them fresh, give them to the chefs. You can dry them and give them they can use them as spice or whatever, mix them with whatever. And then they have the fruit, or which is the pods, and they go in 3 stages. The first stage, they're almost like a string bean. You can pick it off the tree and eat it. The second stage, you can still eat it. You can put it in soup, stews, or whatever. Filipino restaurants, a lot of Asian restaurants love this way. It's filled with nutrients and vitamins, so the chefs can use it in their stores and stuff. The third stage is the pod itself and the seeds. That's where you get your seeds that you use for detoxing and filtering your water. They use it in a lot of homesteads and stuff like that, and for farmers. But you can also, those seeds, you get the oil from. And the oil, especially in these restaurants, they want something, that's good and high temperature cooking. So you can sell them in oil for their stir fries, which you'll sell them the moringas for their stir fry too. The flowers are good for stir fry. The pods are good for stir fry. So it's a whole bundle. It doesn't end, with that. But in restaurants, they love the flowers, even for garnish, because that's, you're into the flower stuff. Its close cousin is actually the mango. So if you're familiar with the mango tree, they're actually similar to each other, benefits and all. But yeah, you can grow them. They grow really fast. They're the fastest. If you're going to grow a tree in the healthiest nutrition part, like you explained. So we explained, microgreens are the healthiest you can get. So moringa, when they're starting out, that's the healthiest part of the moringa. So when you cut your trees back and you're waiting for new growth, and you're going to pick them, because that's what, especially if you have it for yourself. But if you're doing it on a large scale, like for restaurants and feeding people and stuff like that, you're going to have multiple trees. As soon as you pick them, you're going to have another row waiting for you. So, does that answer your question? Do you have any more, Josh?
No, that's it, man. I didn't realize you had a kid. I'm gonna have to check that out.
You can have your own kit. Like I said, once you get the seeds, Josh, you're good to go. You got your own fertilizer, your own seeds. Wherever you're at, if you grew your trees there, there'll be moringa. Wherever you're from, no affiliate. I forget how to say that.
Lafayette.
Yeah, there'll be your own trees there, and man, I think it's another step. Just getting them in there. I mean, you present this just like your microgreens to a restaurant and say, hey, good to go. But yeah, I gave you those books, right? Did you get those books? Those e-book?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go look. As soon as we jump off of here, I'm gonna go look.
Haven't got them. I'll send
All right.
them to you again. Everything you need to know, from business to history to everything, is in those books, brother. And if you have any questions, reach out to me, of course, or you can reach out. I'll hook you up with Kendrick. He knows everything you know. Brother, I thank you one more time. Everyone, you follow Josh. Thank you for the time. I appreciate you. Thanks again, brother. I can't say how much this is. Like I said, it has nothing to do with business and money. It's about helping you guys educate and feeding. It's about, hey, you don't have to keep putting up with these chemicals and spraying. We don't know what the heck that comes in these. They got wraps on them now. They got fake plastic stuff that they're creating in the lab. But you're good if you have a tray like that in your house. That's all I can say. Josh, you want to close with anything?
No, sir. That's it, man. I do appreciate your time as well. Thank you for educating a little bit more on the moringa. I hope y'all have a blessed evening. I got to get back to work though, guys.
Love you, Josh. Appreciate you, brother. Keep
Peace,
doing what
man.
you're doing,
Peace
man.
out, bro.
Doing good work.
I'm gonna do it. I will, brother. Peace, y'all.
Hey, Bagel Finagle. So, if you guys aren't already, he's a microgreens farmer, just like this. So, um, and I always tell, if you're a microgreens farmer and you're watching this, your moringa kit, you can grow it right in your house, and you can benefit off the microgreens. And then, like, so you don't want 100 trees. You can grow a couple on there. Say you grow all the seeds on that tray, right? Keep what you want at your house. Give them away as gifts. Give them away as gifts. I'm sure if you probably know someone that has land or something. Say, hey, you know what? I have these moringa. You can explain. You can teach them whatever, and you can even. This is how a lot of people start the business. I'll come and harvest it for you. I'll come and make sure it's whatever, and you can harvest them even if you didn't grow them in your house. And say you grew these and you gave them all away. Say I'll come and harvest them. And just if I can have the greens, you can make your own tea. You can make your own capsules when it's seed time or whatever. You can get your own seeds, your flowers. If you just want it to grow leaves, you're gonna just pick all the flowers so they don't bloom and grow the seeds. But there's different ways, and I have all that information. You can go to my link tree, grab the free manual, grab my free samples. If you guys are new to moringa, grab my free samples. I mean, you'll love them, and give them away as a gift. Buy them, get the free samples and give them away. People that never, and especially some that you already have your moringa or you're already taking moringa, get other people to experience it. And this is fresh and local. This isn't bought overseas and shipped here. It's made fresh and local. My farm here. I'm a new farmer, so I'm in a if you guys didn't know, I'm in a group of other farmers that are like-minded or whatever, and we help each other out. They're helping me plant my seeds. They're helping me get stuff going. But why I'm sitting around waiting for my things, I can borrow from these other farmers, you know, that are quality stuff. But it's here in the U.S., so it's going to be fresher. And as Angie knows, there's a lot of these companies that mass produce and they can do a lot more stuff. But our greens are going to be fresher. Our stuff here, it doesn't sit on the shelf for 2 years at a time. A lot of those they harvest them fast. They sit on the shelves for 2 years and then they come here. That's why a lot of these, if you guys are buying them and they're brown, you guys throw those away. And a lot of, if they're bitter, throw it away. Get another brand. But you can look on Google Maps, look up what local farmer or producer who has moringa in your local area. I have my business number up there now on my Google Maps. But buy fresh and local. I love to earn your business. Like I said, we have good quality moringa, good quality products. You can grow these kits and give them away to people. Make a good. Just in what's going on. Like I said, these trees have all. It's a multivitamin. If you don't know about the moringa, it's a multivitamin. So if you're not growing your own microgreens, you grow one of these trees or even this kit, it's a multivitamin. You just add other herbs or supplements with the base of this. Has this as your base, your daily thing that you take. And if you want to add fenugreek, if you want to add garlic, if you want to add cilantro or oregano, if you want to take black seed, if you're or oil or any of those, you can add that to that. Oil is amazing, and it I think if you guys were on live, I think Mary was talking about from Luma Tea. I think they took her, and it's because they said it was graphic, but it wasn't graphic. It was she was telling how the oil healed her wound within a couple days. It's fast acting. The oil's amazing. It's anti-inflammatory. It reduces, the redness and soreness and pain. It's high in vitamin A, vitamin C. B complexes are amazing. I think it has all the B vitamins except for B12. And I'm still trying to find out if it has any trace of B12 in it. But other than that, it has zinc, it has magnesium, it has manganese, it has all your essential amino acids and your non-essential. This is what makes it superior, is the amino acid count. That's why it's a good source of protein. You can actually survive off this tree alone and have all your nutrients. So, but watch out. Make sure you check with your healthcare provider if you're on medications or anything. If you're high in iron or something like that, because this will produce, it gives you a lot of iron as well. So, hey, free bird, Kath, everyone in here, I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys got some education and learned a little. I think me and Josh have been trying to set this up for almost a year now, or a little bit less. I've been trying to get Tyler on here as well, who's Blonde Freezy. He's another microgreens farmer. You see, go to my microgreens series. If you guys want to learn more about microgreens and didn't, missed it, I'm going to also put this on YouTube. But you can go to my series here on TikTok, and you can see my microgreens series. And check out some of the other series I have on here, like electroculture, primary water. I talk about moringa, and I'm going to do some more cooking videos with moringa, so you guys can know. And I'll probably do some oil cooking, so you can use, make cookies. I think I made a mousse last time, a pesto paste. I'm gonna add some other stuff on here so you guys can get some good recipes. Especially, man, if you guys, like I said, these samples, you gotta try the moringa spice. It has fenugreek in it. It has moringa. It has Ceylon cinnamon. It has cayenne pepper. It has turmeric. It has dandelion. This is a powerhouse packed spice. And man, you can put it on everything: rice, chicken, your steak. Put it in your soups and stews. And I love it as a tea. It has that little kick of cayenne pepper. Man, it's great. And you can add your moringa oil to it, or your coconut oil in it, so you're getting, the benefits of the turmeric in it, which is loaded with stuff too. So if you have a couple seeds, throw a couple seeds in your drink or whatever. But you can, I don't know how it tastes in a smoothie. Because everyone, and I want to do a video on that and address that. I recommend, if you guys have moringa, if you're taking it in cold water and stirring it and downing it, you're doing yourself a disfavor, in my opinion. Add it to your foods, add it to your teas and hot beverages. Or let it seep first and then cool it down and then have it as a beverage, either as a lemonade or an iced tea. You can have it like that, but seep it first. And if Angie or anyone else or Stephanie is in here, and you can ask them why, or why that is, in my opinion. But it not only will help it taste smoother once it's seeped, it draws a lot of the more benefits from the plant. What does that say? Oh, I don't know what I did. We use reverse osmosis here for our water. Nice. And I've been trying to bring my good friend Alex on, who's actually a microgreens farmer as well, but he specializes in water. So he has one of the best filtration kits that you can possibly buy on the market. It's the closest thing to primary water. And it's expensive, but man, you can wash with it. You can do so many things. It has so many different options. They actually use these in the healthcare profession in Japan. All the hospitals have them. The and he'll break it down. He knows a lot about water and how it breaks down and what they need from it. And if you know, if you have the right water, the right like primary water, you don't get as thirsty. You have a lot of your minerals and stuff like that are provided in it. Um, it does good water actually does a lot of good, you know. So I remember him saying he didn't bring his filtration water with him on some trip because it's portable. He can take it anywhere. But he didn't, and man, he was drinking Gatorade after water, and he wasn't quenching his thirst. And they have. I found one in here in Oklahoma that one of them had the product, and they want you to try it. The difference of the taste of the water and what it can actually do. So a lot of these will actually tell you where they're at, and you go over there and you can fill up your gallon. I had 2 glass 5-gallon jugs that I filled, and to try it out. I used it in cooking. I drank it out of it. Man, it was amazing, and the benefits are awesome. But I'll try to get him on here again. Something came out, and it was health issues or something. But thank you all for being here. I'm going to cut this short. You can rewatch this on YouTube. I'll have another one that should be finished loading up there. And I'll be putting this one on shortly. Guys, go check out my link tree. Buy local. And we have a deal right now. If you there's free shipping. I think it's $89. I think is what let me put it up here. Hold on one second. We have we have this. So free shipping above $89. So if you buy like the a moringa kit and a starter bio kit, you know, for your garden or vegetables or whatever, stimulant kit. So we have stuff on there, and if you guys go to my link tree, check it out there. If they ask you for a code, use my family code from them 10. We'll give you a discount. And if you guys want to know, if you have moringa trees and you're growing your own moringa, if you want to be part of our collective where we're in class right now, so we're learning all kinds of stuff, not only about moringa but marketing and stuff like that, and how to every Friday it's actually Kendrick's the founder who actually put this all together. He's actually his background's in not agriculture. He has a permaculture. He has agriculture degree too, but he does architect. So he has a background in that. So he helps you design your where it's best to plant it, and he loves doing that. That's his favorite, you know, of just saying, hey, what do you got? You got an acre? You got 5 acres? Hey, let me design it for you and see what you think. And he loves doing that. You're a member of the collective. There's a lifetime membership. There's a year membership, month to month membership, whatever. Your whole goal is to, you know, but we do a lot of things they do if you're looking to, you know, for your own company, not for him. A lot of people think, oh, that's he's whatever. No. Even if you didn't want to market your stuff, if say you have products, say you have leaves over at Europe, but you don't want to sell them, you can sell them to other collect people. You can sell them to me. You can sell them to other members. Maybe they're like, hey man, I need a pound from you. You guys, anyone got him? Yeah, I got one here. You know, and you're like, oh, I can get it from you. I got seeds. Because a lot of people are seasonal, like myself. I only can grow it seasonal. Some people can grow it year round. So a lot of times they don't have, and you know, they have customers asking for, you know, fresh green product, and like, dude, I don't have any. Let me get a hold of Sarah or or Kath. Let me get hold of them, see if they have any. And oh, they have some. Hey, go over there to them, or whatever. Hey, I can ask them if they can, so give me a week and I'll have the product here. So and a lot of people, they don't want any. They says, hey, you can harvest our trees, you can have our seeds, or hey, we'll dry them for you, and that's a big thing too. So a lot of people have trees, and we don't have a lot of big ways to dry. So other people will actually. We have a couple people in our collective that actually just built drying kits. So they dry our moringa for us if we have a big bulk of it or whatever. There's people that just do oil pressing. There's some people that just have the trees and they just sell the seeds to other moringa farmers. Or like Kendrick will buy our seeds from us, the paper part, because he's using it to print paper or make paper. I think he's trying to print funny money, but I'm not sure. But I like being in part of the collective where we learn so much. We're in classes, like I said, now. We're learning sales. They build our websites for us. They do all kinds of stuff. You can, meet a lot of different other people. So a lot of people that are doing this. And like my big thing is to help other people. A lot of people I've had say, well, I'd grow a tree and just give all the seeds and stuff away. That's great. That's fine. You're helping people. But, I need to feed my family and I need to pay the electric bill. I need to do stuff like that. But it's a big industry. Not all the times I do give away a lot of product and stuff like that. My neighbors and stuff like that. They're going to be growing things too. But my whole purpose is to get other people. That's why we give out the free seeds. So you can use it to plant or give it away to people or whatever. So the more people, like I said, it's all about health. It's not, I'm not here to make money or profit or whatever. I do other things. If my background, I'm, prior law enforcement, I still do private security now and then. But I like it. I like being in control of my own, working for myself. Make sure, like he says, the LLC, guys, you gotta need to look into a trust. You can, your main company, my main company is Raw Meal Industries. I don't know if you see me put that out there. I have a Raw Meal and a cereal industries, and that's my main company is Raw Meals Industries. That's where my trust is. From them farms and my other businesses will be under my trust. So I can have LLCs or whatever, but I'm fully protected from the trust. My business, my home, my cars, my vehicles, everything's under a trust. And don't just jump into LLC and you think you're going to whatever. You want to get a C Corp or something like that, but you're double dipping if you're in an LLC. You want to be totally separate from your business. And that's a whole nother thing. I won't teach you about that, but I'll bring people on that will teach you about it. I love you guys. I'm going to let you guys go. If there's no sunshine where you're at, make sure you make your own. Thanks, everybody. Neat. I appreciate you all. You can watch this on YouTube. I was about to say, but I have a group on. Okay, so watch this on YouTube. And I invite you guys to join my Facebook group, From Them Farms. My YouTube channel is From Them Farms. My Instagram is From Them Farms. So if you join my group on Facebook, it's From Them Farms. You guys can talk amongst each other. Share your products. If you guys have your own stuff, if you guys want to share about herbs and stuff like that, share it in that room so other people can be educated and help them expand their knowledge. Love you all. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, this Wednesday, everybody, don't forget, this Wednesday is going to be Roundtable. You guys love Roundtable, so we're going to have some good topics and stuff like that. So come hang out with us this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, Roundtable. Love you. From Them Farms to your home. Can you dry items in a developed dehydrator or not suggested? You can. It's best if you're driving moringa. It's best to do it indoors in a cool area. It still keeps the nutrients. That's 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 the best suggestion. Dry it indoors in a cool area. If you want to hang them outside and dry them, if you even live in a hot area like Arizona or Florida or Texas where it's really hot or tropical, subtropical, you can hang them outside as long as they're going to dry really fast. Now, you don't want them to develop any moisture or anything like that. That's why they're usually dried inside in a cool area. I hope that answers your questions. I hope you're here to hear that. But, yeah. A dehydrator or something like that is it changes the nutrient density or whatever. So it's best in a cool area. I think what's her name? Stacy has one of those. And those are kind of nice. I like them because they're indoor. They're a mesh type of deal, and they're circles, and you can put your herbs on them and let them. That's a perfect way to do it. A lot of people have these. They make a screen out of wood, some mesh and a screen, and they, let their herbs dry on there. Sift your herbs. So when you take in moringa, they snap off easily. I have some videos on it. You can snap off the branches easily, and then you wash them. You just dunk them in a water, and then dunk them in another water. They wash really easily. They're one of the cleanest plants in the world. So you wash them, and then when you harvest them, just pull all the. You try to get all the leaves. So you just strip it. Just run your hand across it, and all the leaves will fall off after they're dry. After you dry them, sorry. So dry them after you wash them. Dry them after they're ready to be. They're really brittle. So you just take the leaves right off it, and you can put them in one bucket. Put all your stems in another. You want to sift through it. Make sure you have mostly leaves. And if you have flowers, put your flowers in one bucket. If you have pods, put your pods in another bucket. So, but the leaves, you want them as green as possible before they start to turn yellow, because yellow, and that's the thing about moringa. It changes fast. You have to harvest them fast. So, and either use them as mulch or feed them to your animals. Grind them up, feed them to your animals. Your animals can have the stems, and your soil can have the stems. If you don't know anything about moringa, so we talked about health part. So moringa is the number one natural fertilizer and the number one natural pest control. So, we do, like in our kits we have our we have a bio kit. I think that's actually the thing behind you right here is a bio kit. But the powder you can mix with your soil, and we make see this little see if I can do it right here. This is, and this one right here is a elixir. It's cooked for over 16 hours. It's basically a tincture for your plants, and you dilute this a little bit in the water, and you spray it over your plants every 15 days. It'll help them germinate faster and produce bigger yields. Same with the powder in your soil, so you're good to go. Yeah, but this is any of your seeds that you grow in your garden or whatever. You want to soak them in this solution for 24 hours. And spray this on your plants every 15 days or so. I hope that helps. But yeah, your animals Give it to your dogs, your cats, your fish. Don't give it to your lizards. That lizards can't have it, but all ducks, chickens, orangutans, primates, whatever, elephants, whatever you have, can actually eat the moringa. So it um, helps them with arthritis, or it helps them with their joints. It helps them with their shinier coats. They're getting all their daily nutrition. That's why, like I said, if you put this out in front of meat or dog food or whatever, they'll go to the moringa or the microgreens first because they know the nutrition value. So, electroculture garden. Hey, this is my good friend electrical. So go follow her. I have videos on her electroculture, like from the first year all the way to the second year. Man, her. If you don't think electroculture or know anything about electroculture, it's good to go watch her videos. Or it's in my electroculture series. But you'll see her. Man, it's like night and day. Like even through the winter, they were able to uh, do very well. They popped up and ready to harvest, during the winter, during the harsh storms and stuff like that. So it has its benefits. It helps with pest control too. Is a thing for electroculture. So yeah, so your pets will benefit from the moringa as well. So one of I think it's Debbie. She's not in here, but she uh, not only for herself but for her RNA for her dog. She swears by it. Actually, I got to do another video with her testimony, but she swears by it, man. She loves it. Her dog loves it. Her dog's moving around better. It's not in so much pain. It helps with the inflammation. I have a video on how it helps with RNA, but I need to do a series for pets. Actually, I might knock one out today about that. If you guys want me to do any videos about anything about moringa or something, and you want to know what it's good for or how it helps or how it can help you, I'll definitely do a video on it. That way, it's it's because a lot of times I forget all the different stuff that it can do. I was getting out of here. I just wanted to answer those questions. So if you guys are still around and heard those, I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to head out of here. The reason why I was hanging out is because sometimes they put me on a delay, 20 minutes. Hey, Chica, I love you. Kenny, I love you too. I love you, little freaking vermin, little vomit. I gotta go see my woman. Gotta go see my woman, make sure she's okay. I'm gonna go see, make sure. Oh man, that was